Alright, so we got 3 chapters of Fairy Tail today, which I'm not gonna lie, that's freaking awesome that Hiro Mashima put in that much work. I was like, I couldn't believe it. 338, 339, and 340. Now I'm gonna go through each individual chapter and then, you know, give my final thoughts on each of them and whatnot. So 338, for the most part, story-wise, it was very useless. The art was beautiful. The 2 points that this chapter 338 really have is the art, and it showed a little bit of character development for a couple of different characters. But other than that, it really was just a basic comedic chapter showing, you know, the banquet and whatnot. And while it was kind of necessary in a way, I didn't feel like I needed an entire chapter for it. So 338, at best I'd give it a 2 out of 5 because it really just only had 2 points going for it. And again, that was the art. It looked absolutely beautiful, the kingdom and everything, and just showing character development. But at the same time, it's a little bit weird seeing Kagura saying, no, I don't want to be just your friend. I want you to be my big sister to Erza after all the hatred and everything. At best, I would have liked for her to say, you know, we can be cool or something like that. So that felt a little bit weird. Like she jumped way overboard with that one. But it looked beautiful, but other than that, again, 338 really, out of the 3, definitely that was the most pointless, and just overall it really didn't add anything to the story, or anything at all. It was just like a big joke in the end anyway. So 338 I really didn't really care for too much. Now 339, the beginning, again, a little bit slow paced, but where it went, and I'm not gonna lie, it was a really great and sad ending, was the whole thing with Ultear, because at first I thought Ultear, oh, she's gonna get up, she was burned or whatever, and you know, she's gonna be fine. But the moment I saw that old lady say to Melody and to Jalal, here's this note, and I looked at her face, I knew that was Ultear, and I think in a way, that's a better twist than just death because, yeah, she died, whatever. But to see that she's just an old hag and really can't do much in a way, I felt like that was a decent twist for it, and it just shows arc of time. She sacrificed her time and became an old lady to reverse time, even though she looks like she's 90 years old. So what, she gave up like, what? Let's just say she was like 20. She gave up like 70 years to reverse 1 minute. That's very unfair. But definitely it was a very sad ending. And the whole thing with Gray recognizing her and everything. Hiro Mashima did a great job with that ending of chapter 339. The ending of chapter 339 and chapter 340 is where the chapters started really getting good. That shit got me emotional, I'm not gonna lie. I can't wait for the day the anime returns, because if it got me that emotional on a chapter, then the anime is just going to take it home. So I can't wait for the anime to come back. And now that he did 3 this week and he's doing 3 next week, there's a big possibility the anime could come back very, very soon. And that's probably why he went so hard for this, because he's like, yo, I want my series to come back quick. And not only did he do that, but the fact of the matter is that I got to give him props that the art didn't suffer. The art looks beautiful in these chapters, so it wasn't like oh, you know, the art suffered. And the content-wise, 339, towards the end, you know, midway through to the end, it was awesome. It was dope. It was sad. It gave you that really sad, like, ending for the whole thing. And it's just like Ultear's life. It made more sense instead of her dying. Or if she was going to die, it should have been, like, you know, she was just an old, crusty body there. Because it's arc of time. Giving up one's life, you know, life length in order to switch time. Made sense for it. That chapter, I would probably give it 3.5 to 4 out of 5, because it was like midway through until the end that it started really getting good, and it was just really a sad chapter, honestly. It really just showed Ultear's life, and it was just a sad one. I give it a 4 out of 5 because the ending just got me, and it was just a sad one. Now, the chapter that mattered the most of the 3 of them, chapter 340. That chapter got me hype, got me excited, because you're fresh off of just reading the Gray thing, and it's like, you know, you still seen the festival and everything, and then Hiro drops this on us. Basically, Zeref has been there the entire time. It really makes you question, okay, why didn't he step in with the dragon thing? You know, what's going on? It seems as though he's real reclusive, because the things he's been saying is like that of an immortal recluse. He's like, if humanity won't accept them, then basically I'm gonna demolish each and every one of them. So it really felt as though it was just one of those like one of his motives at this point is just the fact that since humanity has scorned him and put him in a corner, he wants to take revenge on humanity. That's really where it seemed as though what Zeref was saying. And the fact that him and Mavis had a connection, I'm guessing that really this goes back and dates back to the beginning of Fairy Tail. Maybe him and Mavis, and again, I think that this isn't actually Mavis's true form. I think this is her child form. I think Mavis was actually an adult at one point, and I think him and Mavis had a relationship in the past, and maybe they were the ones that started off Fairy Tail, but something went wrong, and I would love to see a flashback of how they very first met and everything, because I think that that's a big possibility. They started up Fairy Tail together, something went wrong with him where kind of things got screwed up, and they couldn't do Fairy Tail together, and then they became enemies, basically. Overall chapter, though, bringing in Zeref, very good thing, very, very good thing, and it just shows that the threat hasn't stopped. It's only going to get worse, because unlike Future Rogue and what we just had, Zeref and the Acologia have been proven to be very big threats. When Zeref took out Hades and, you know, just everything, like, you know, you see him in the grass, all the grass is just demolished around him because of that wicked spell that's around him. So that was a freaking awesome chapter. I thought that 340 was the best chapter of the three. 338 was pretty pointless. 339, midway through, it just really took it home, and it was a sad one. 340, it advanced the plot. It brought back a character, well, didn't bring back, but, you know, it brought him back into the fold, a character that is just really important and very vital to, you know, the whole story in general. He's one of the big things why I keep reading. Two characters that I really just, I'm loving in this series is Zeref and the Acologia. They're two of the things that really keep my interest in the series. And I also want to talk real quick about the thing that Cobra, the knowledge that he has, so to speak, that he found out or whatever, that he said he heard. Now, it's going to be real interesting if there's going to be more twists to what's going on, because he said he heard some things or whatever, and it's kind of like, okay, what did he hear? Does it have anything to do with the future, what's going to happen? I'm not exactly sure, but I think that just seeing that Cobra is going to have more of a bigger part, it was real interesting. And the fact that he turned himself in when he could have just ran kind of shows the character that Cobra is, and he kind of, like, I guess, got some development as well. He's a bit more mature, but at the same time, maybe he has his own hidden motives or hidden agenda for turning himself in, which he pretty much said. It wasn't hidden necessarily. He pretty much said he went back for his people. So, I guess, overall, Cobra, pretty awesome dude. I love the way he was drawn. Overall, the art for these 3 chapters was freaking phenomenal. And last but not least, the guy that was basically letting Jalal loose, I don't remember his freaking name, I'm not gonna lie to you, but the fact that he erased memories and everything, it really shows that there's a political aspect to this series too. It's not only just everything else on the outside. There really is some politics behind the scenes and everything. And the fact of the matter is that he was erasing minds from senates and shit really shows that there's a political aspect to the series, and that's pretty interesting. But overall, chapter 340, I give that one 4.5 out of 5. The beginning, again, was a little bit slow because a lot of the jokes and stuff and the tournament and everything, not the tournament, you know, the celebration of the tournament, and just, you know, humanity's victory over the dragons and whatnot. But it was still an awesome chapter midway through to the end, and just really advanced things along. And honestly, I feel as though with these 3 chapters, something that I didn't feel in a long time with Fairy Tail, and that it's going back to what it used to be, as far as you have the adventure aspect, and then you have the Zeref guy, you know, he in the background, and it just really feels like it's going back to how I liked the series prior to the Grand Magic Games and the Dragon Festival and all that stuff. I feel as though it is going to get good again, really good again, because it's been enjoyable, but I think it's going to give me that old Fairy Tail feeling, which I'm really excited about. And just to get 3 chapters overall, mind you, 338 was pointless again. I will say that out of 338 was just really a small build, a very small build into the 3, and it really wasn't necessary. 339, sad as hell at the end, and then 340 really took it home. Can't wait to see what we're going to get in store. 3 more chapters. Hopefully it has more to do with Zeref, and we maybe get some, you know, possible explanation as to how Mavis and him met. And it was a little weird, though, I'm not going to lie. I felt like there was something off when he said, Mavis, I can't hear you or see you, but then he starts interacting with her. So I don't know if that was just like a plot hole, or it was spiritually or that he can understand. He would know exactly what she would say at this moment or something. I'm not sure, but that felt a little weird. I can't hear you or see you, but then they start having a conversation. Or maybe it's just that he was trying to ignore her and being a smartass. I don't know, but that was the only weird thing I found out about that chapter. Well, many weird things as far as, like, you know, Zeref is back in the fold. But I'm just really excited. I'm really excited. after 340, because bringing in Zeref is one of the best things Hero could have done again, because after the Future Road thing, it's like, where do you go from here? Well, you go to Zeref and the Acnologia. Maybe the next 3 chapters will get Acnologia as well. I'm just saying 3 more chapters. What could he possibly pull out of his hat? Acnologia, baby. And I just really want to see more, as well as what Zeref was. Why didn't he step in at all when all this was going on with all the dragons, and what was his thoughts on the whole thing? To me, I think he probably just thought, well, they're a bunch of idiots, I don't give a fuck, I'm just going to sit back here and basically not do anything. That's the only thing I can think of, is just he really didn't care. He's only out for, at this point, his revenge against humanity. He seems like he's been scorned, and now he wants to go after humanity for being scorned. Let me know what you thought. 3 chapters of Fairy Tail. Again, first one, if I had to give it, first one was meh, second one was good, third one was great. That's where I would give these 3 chapters. But that's all I have for this review. Crazy stuff. Fairy Tail for the win right now, because I'm hype again. I'm hype again about Fairy Tail, and it's getting exciting. I'm ForneverWorld. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Thumbs up if you can't wait for 3 more chapters next week. If they're anything like 340 and less like 338, we're good to go. As always, people, have an awesome day.